From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Around Foxborough this week. I'm Jared Craig, I'm your host for today, and I have with me Albert Tedesca, the Vice President of the Lions Club, and also Peggy McLean, the Treasurer of the Lions Club. So thank you both so much for coming here and for all of the great work that you and your organization do. I'm really excited to get into it. I'm going to assume that people at home have probably seen the Lions logo and are aware of the Lions in general, but could you two mind telling us a little bit about what they are, what you are, what your organization does, and how we can learn more about?
Not at all. We're always looking for new members, for new people to come in, because with new people you get some new ideas and you get some great feedback. What we do is we raise funds through different charitable events, and all those funds go back out into the community, whether it be to different things that the JCs might need, or the food pantry, or police discretionary fund, all those things that we kind of help support within the community.
Okay, so fundraising is a big part of it?
That's pretty much all we do.
Okay, so you're the treasurer. Can you tell a little bit about your role in the Lions?
I keep the books on what comes in, what goes out, donations made. I keep a tally every month during our board meetings, because we have 2 meetings a month and we have a board meeting once a month. So I keep a tally of what's gone out as far as donations. We have a budgeted amount as off of what we raised last year. So whatever was raised last year goes back out all this year. So nothing goes in there, nothing stays in there. And then we have a separate account, which is an operating account. That's where we pay dues, and that goes towards our meeting dinners, anything the club itself might need, printing it needs to be done, all of that.
Okay, so you're paying dues, you're collecting money. All of the money that you collect goes right back out into the community, into Foxborough?
Everything but the dues.
Okay.
The dues stay within our club for things we need or things we have to purchase for the club.
For operating costs and things like that. Great. So it's an international organization, right? Lions Club International. So what's the Foxborough chapter's relationship with the larger organization? They provide support for you, the Lions Club International?
Do you want to do that?
So the Lions was founded in 1917 by Melvin Jones. Our club was founded in 1931. What happens is we're part of the International. The International is kind of like our life support. They tell us, they guide us on what to do and how to help. We're big with eye care. Anybody that needs any kind of eyeglasses, that's been the Lions MO from day one. So anybody that needs any kind of eye care, we send them to the local
eye doctor, Dr. Elliott. Yep.
Dr. Elliott. And Dr. Elliott has a wall just for us of glasses that are the Lions Club frames, and anybody can go in and pick whatever frame they want, and we will cover the costs of the frame and glasses for them if they cannot afford it.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. We also collect used eyewear too, and then we turn it in and we try to recycle it.
Yep, I think I've seen those at
collection boxes.
Right.
Yeah,
a lot of times what happens with them is the glass and the frames get separated, they get remelted down, and they go to underprivileged countries that can't afford that, and they're working on creating better vision for some of the other areas that don't have the medical care that we have.
Of course, yeah.
So that's what they do.
So if someone in our community needed help, or if they're watching this right now, how could they find help?
They can reach out through our Facebook page, through the Foxborough Lions, through Facebook, or they can email us at the Foxborough Lions at gmail.com, Foxborough Lions Club at gmail.com. Cool. And they can email us. It will go to a board member. And what happens is if somebody needs help, it's brought up to the board. The board then, if we need to make a decision committee for the group-wise, then it has to go in front of the committee, in front of the rest, because we have to have a unanimous vote.
Has to be unanimous. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that process? How do you decide? Is there a lot of discussion, or?
Depending on the monies involved, I think is what more it comes down to.
As far as the glasses are concerned, like if it's underneath a certain budget, we pretty much just do it. They go in, they'll pick out the glass, and we just okay it. Great. As far as like donations to other charitable funds or different organizations, like in town we've donated to the schools. we'll have a meeting, we'll have a board meeting. At the board meeting, we will propose an amount to be donated, okay? Typically, if it's a $500 donation, the board will make the rule on that, and we'll donate the $500. If we go over like 1,000 or more, we bring that to our whole membership, okay?
Great.
And we have right now roughly 54 members.
Wow.
So we'll have that at a membership meeting, and then everybody will vote on it. Sometimes people will even say they donate more. Like for instance, we had the hurricane that just happened. Right. We sent money to our brothers and sisters over in Puerto Rico and in Florida.
That's awesome.
Right to where the money needed to go, direct to the clubs that would help the hard hit areas, which was really nice.
So since it is such a large international organization, they're able to have the local chapters focus on local issues, but still get the help, encouragement, and financial support of the entire international.
We have the support of worldwide.
Yeah,
worldwide.
So all different clubs have actually donated money directly to where those hurricanes hit hard. That's just a recent, And then we also have like the fall festival where we'll raise money, and that'll give us that money that we raise. That'll go into our fund. That'll help us donate, and we donate to the Foxborough High School for like their graduation night. We donate to the
HESCO for their groups.
Yep, we donate to the
HESCO?
HESCO, yeah.
HESCO. So they bring Meals on Wheels.
Oh, great.
So we donate to HESCO. We donate to all types of charities. Like we donate to the food pantry, Foxborough and Mansfield.
Does Mansfield have a Lions club? Or?
Mansfield does not.
Okay.
They do not.
So you service you don't just service Foxborough. It's
correct. We have members from all over, whether it be Mansfield or Attleboro. As long as they want to come in, we bring them in. We have no problem where they want to come from.
Great. Oh, you don't have to be a Foxborough resident.
You don't have to be, no.
To be
you could own a business in town. You could work in town. Then you could become a member of the Foxborough Alliance.
Or so if a member sponsors you, then it's taken through a vote process.
Okay.
And it's either okayed or not.
Oh, fantastic. All right, great. So where are you physically located? Do you have an office? Do you have a headquarters?
We do not.
We do not.
No.
So your meetings are different?
Our meetings are different restaurants. So we try to support, the local area. We have a lot of meetings at the Lafayette House. That's our like home base, I would say, because Lafayette's been around since the Lions have been around. So that was where they used to go for their original meetings. We went to Conrad's, we went to Union Straw, we went to all the restaurants in town because we try to support and give back to the town. That's the whole idea. You know, we're just a group of people that are out to fundraise, raise money, and then just do good with it. That's all.
That's fantastic. Yeah. What a great organization, right? I mean, what's more of a pure model than that, right? We're going to organize for a community in the community and make sure all that funds gets appropriated in the right way.
We also do things like when it's running, the iMobile. We bring the iMobile around. We've had it at Founders Day. And we do screenings, eye screenings and hearing screenings. So we'll run those just to give people an idea of the things that are available to them.
Yep.
And if something, we're trained on those. So from there, we'll say, you might want to either let them check with the pediatrician or consult someone.
Sure.
Just because things happen. You don't know an eye injury. They might have had an eye injury, didn't realize it. And it threw their vision off a little bit.
And you mentioned Dr. Elliott a few times down on Mechanic Street.
Yes.
Is he a member of the Lions?
He's a Melvin Jones recipient.
Okay. And
for his dedication to the Lions and his work with the Lions in town.
That's the founder, I think Albert mentioned earlier. And so what is that? How did he earn that award?
He has to get nominated by the club to be to win it. It's in outstanding performance and dedication to the club itself and your willingness to help and what he's done since he's been in town.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Well, congratulations to him. Congratulations and thank you, Dr. Elliott, for all that you do. I know you've mentioned the eyeglasses. I think we just had a can drive a few weeks ago that the Lions did with a few other organizations, right?
It was done with the Boy Scouts, Troop 32, and it was the high school golf.
The golf
high
club,
school golf club.
So what actually happened is we organized the event and then we had them come out and collect the cans at the parking lot?
At the town hall.
The town hall parking lot. Okay. And all the money that was raised from the can drive goes to those two organizations. So again, everything we do, we just give it right back to the town.
Right.
That's the whole idea.
And so that's, again, the town, the community supporting that community. And so I was just a little curious about how it benefits the Lions. Like, are you, just by getting your names out, just by
There is no personal benefit.
Altruistic.
This is,
Right.
There's no personal benefit. This
It's
is all
basically support.
Right.
We're here to support, the JCs or the high school or the golf club or whatever it may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It can be physical labor, it can be organizing. We put signs out around the town, and that's what we did.
That's you guys.
That's us, yeah. And we've helped like local elderly people if they need help, or if there's any kind of tragedy, they reach out to us. They send us an email, say, hey, listen, we need help with whether it's raking leaves, okay, whether it's taking like groceries in, taking somebody to an appointment. I mean, we help out. You got to think about when this was all created. There was no social media. There was no internet. Right. This was all. That's what the world was about back then. Yeah. So this is how people got together that wanted to do good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And it's great that it's still around. We're over 90 years in Foxborough. And we're trying to keep that stronger. That's why part of the reason we're here today is we need members. We need new younger members to come help keep this tradition alive and really help Foxborough. Cool. If you live in town and you are a townie, this is the best thing for you guys to join because you're going to help your community. You're going to help your family. You're going to help your friends.
And how do we join?
So to join, again, you can go on Facebook and send us a message on Facebook or send us an email through Facebook too. The email's on there. And then we reach out. We have you come to a meeting. The first meeting, the dinner's on us. We want you to come see what we're all about. We give you a little bit of a background. And if it's for you guys, whoever it is, then we have them. We have a meeting, again, to vote on them. And then they'll be appointed in.
And you said twice a month?
So we meet twice a month, yeah. Depending on the month. Sometimes with holidays and stuff like that, we only do one meeting a month. But most likely it's two meetings a month, general meetings, and then we have one board meeting. And our board's conducted of about 12 of the Lions, roughly. And at least 6 or 7 of us will get together at a board meeting. And that's how we do our business. So, we'll organize the fundraisers. There'll be subcommittees too that will run different events. Like there's a subcommittee for the Fall Festival. There's a subcommittee for, we have a Lions Christmas party. So we just all get together as socially with our families. So we're all together. What else?
Well, so we've talked a little bit about all of these different events that you do. I think there's also a golf tournament. Is that correct? Yeah. So I wanted to make sure
the first Monday in June is usually when our golf tournament is.
Fantastic.
So, and that is probably, I'd have to say, our biggest fundraiser, I think, in this group. But it's been successful for 28 years.
Wow, 28 years.
28 years we've had them. And we do it rain or snow, sunshine, it don't matter, whatever it is, we're going to have it.
Yeah.
And then believe me, I've been out there in the pouring rain.
It was pouring rain last year. This year was good weather.
This year was good.
Good.
But it's a fun event. We have a nice little luncheon. We have prizes to award. We have donations that are given to us by different companies, different members. Some of us members alone will make baskets or come up with something and we'll donate it to the club. They raffle it off as prizes, as thank yous, and they get prizes for golfing. The hole-in-one, the golf balls they get for closest to the pin, or some other things.
And
I'm not a golf
too,
turf.
who wins the tournament.
Oh yeah, sure. It is still a tournament, right?
Yes.
It is a tournament. Yep.
Yep.
And so, what does that cause? Is there a specific cause that goes toward?
No, it goes in it goes in that special fund that we have, and that's the one that kind of starts out our yearly. We usually go from like May through April of the following year with all our donation kind of thing.
Great. And I'm sure most parents have heard of Fall Fest, but could you talk a little bit about what that is for people who might not have attended before?
So Fall Festival is pretty much right up here at the Common. We'll have fun activities like we had a bounce castle this year. We had popcorn, we had cotton candy, we had slush. We have make burgers, hot dogs. We have a pumpkin patch where people can buy pumpkins. They can buy all kinds of fall decorations. We had hay. We had corn stalks. Mums. Then we had local vendors as well that were like craft vendors that were selling like homemade items. Big items were the wooden flags this one gentleman made. It's just like it's a day for the community to get out and just enjoy the good weather. Hopefully the weather was good. The weather was great for us. That we do have a rain date because the first day we were supposed to have the rain, so we had it the following week. So we learned about the rain date. So again, it's good for the community to come out. There's some free activities. If they buy a pumpkin, then they get to decorate it for free. And again, all the money that's raised is given right back to the community. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. Why not do it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If
absolutely.
the kids are in the school, if you're in the town, all of the events that you're partaking, you're now help support. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I'm so happy to, pay a couple of bucks if I know that that money is coming back to me anyway, right? I mean, that's kind of a nice thing.
In one way or another,
In
it
one
does
way or
come
another.
back. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And investing in community, I think that's the best way to get, a rising tide raises all ships, right?
I think that's important today with the way the economy is and people's lifestyles are now. Everybody is so far away now, even though we're all pretty much together with social media, we're not together.
We're all Foxborough, but yeah,
Right.
it's easy to sit at home and be in our separate cubicles almost, and feel like we're talking to each other online, but there's nothing like that face to face, especially
This
after
brings everybody.
COVID.
It brings the community back together. The fire department was there. The police department was there. There was just a touch of a truck with the police and the fire. It was really cool. Kids loved that. That's what it's all about. It's all about community. It's all about getting back together, and it's all about just giving back. That's pretty much, our motto. We have a toast that we do, which is kind of local. Again, I would say it's the Massachusetts area, where we do every time we start a meeting. We open up the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and then we'll do our toast. You want to talk about the toast?
Yeah, you want to share the toast?
Well,
Is it
the
secret?
toast is we raise a water glass, and it's not above you, not beneath you, but with you, and all glasses clang at the table at that point.
I love that.
But
Yeah.
we're all together in this,
Yeah.
and we're all about the community.
And is that a Lions tradition, or is that just Foxborough?
That's
like a Foxborough.
That's a Foxborough thing.
Massachusetts
District
tradition. Yeah, District
33K.
33K. Yeah.
Cool.
Because we're part of District 33K, which is part of a Massachusetts district, which is part of a Northeast district.
Which is
And
the-
before you go up to Chicago, you got 8 or 9 levels.
Sure, yeah, but it makes it easier for the larger organization, right, to be able to
Right.
get the message out.
Correct.
Through a.
And we work with other Lions groups like Rentham, or there's another one that we did with Millis one time.
Oh, great.
You work with other groups when they need it, and you support other groups.
We all support each other. I mean, we have Lions that come from Chinatown. Okay, we have Lions that come from Rentham. We have Lions that come from Attleboro. There's Lions that come from all over.
And they come for visits to us.
And like one of our past presidents, our IPP, Tom Barry, he goes when he travels, like he's down in Florida. He'll go to a Lions meeting.
What is it? What is IPP?
He's immediate past president. That's what IPP is. So it's immediate past president.
Great.
So the IPP, what Tom does is like wherever he goes, he'll go to a Lions meeting. He was in Ireland. He met up with a lion in Ireland.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So again, it's personally, it's like fulfilling when you go to different areas and like you can get involved with different communities all over. If you want, if you're that type of person that wants to give back and really wants to volunteer and donate their time, there's no better, way to do it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Also, this leads really nicely into my next question, which is, do you have a favorite project or projects that you're most proud of that the Lions do or that you've participated in personally? Like of all that we've talked about, is there one that sticks out to you and why?
I don't know.
I think that they're all equal, to be honest with you. It's because, again, it's the same mission. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So it's to raise money to do good. That's what it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, there's no, like you asked a good question because not too many people have asked, is what do you get out of this personally? We don't. The only thing we get out of this personally is, again,
We feel good.
We feel good. Exactly. We're doing the right thing. We're trying to help out. We're trying to be part of our community.
Yeah, it's truly an altruistic mission. Everyone's working together for something, more than just themselves, right? It's a real group. Great. So have you formed friendships through the Lions? Or do you get together socially outside of these, or is this your time to get together is the meetings?
So I would say that there are definitely relationships formed. I'm new into the Lions. I'm probably about, I want to say like 4 years into the Lions now. But I've seen...
You're about a year ahead of me. Yeah.
So I've seen, I see relationships that have been for 50 years.
Wow.
It's really something. It really is.
That's great.
Yeah. And I mean, they still have they'll go for their coffee, and it's fun to watch. They're just a great group of guys, older guys, that this is what they started with, and this is what they continue with, and it will not change. That's who they are. but it makes them unique for themselves.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
there are some members that have been there for 50 years. Or
There are
something.
members that
some
have been
members for
there.
50 oh, yeah, over-
they're out
over
over 50 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how much the community means to them.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of those the members that have been around for a long time, I would guarantee you, any townie, any Foxborough long-term resident
Knows
knows
who
or
they are.
recognizes,
Sure.
because they are everywhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not just
Yeah.
Lions events. It's JC's events. It's town events. It's the tree lighting. It's whatever events that's going on. It's the new car show that was just ran by the JC's.
Yeah, yeah.
All those different things. Rodman, you know, at the Orpheum. Any kind of those are the people that are everywhere.
That's
because
great.
they're all about the town. They're all about the community. They're all about giving back.
So we know how to join. Why should we join? Why should someone who's watching, you know, say, I don't feel like I have much time, but what time I do have, I want to lend.
Well,
to the
there's no
Lions.
restriction on you have to go to every meeting. We don't restrict that at all. You go to what you can go to, and we appreciate it when you do go. But it gives you a voice on where you'd like to see funds throughout your community go back to.
Sure.
You know where, as a community member, you know where that need is. And it may be something that someone else doesn't see. So it's good for us to have that information, to know, okay, well, gee, I live up there, but I live in a senior area. I don't know many of the young kids. I don't know what goes on in the high schools or in the elementary schools. But do I watch Facebook for the police on Friday? You bet your life I do, because I love it.
Yeah, sure.
Because again, it makes them feel good. It makes the kids feel good, and I feel good seeing it.
Yeah. And so is there an opportunity for members to bring forward, problems and issues that might not be getting attention elsewhere that the Lions become aware of?
There are things that could be brought up at meetings, absolutely.
Yeah,
And we
and-
have guest speakers too that
Yeah,
do
every
that.
meeting will have a guest speaker that'll come in and will tell us about their charity or their cause that they're raising money for. Also, at the end of every meeting, we have open discussion. So we ask them, is there anything anybody wants to say or do? And people can stand up and they can say exactly anything they want as far as, oh, we should do this or we should do that. We should be part of this. That's how the hurricane help came out.
Cool.
One of the members stood up and said, listen, I think we should do something for the hurricane. And everybody was like, absolutely.
Great.
How do we do it and where do we go? And then another member said, hey, I know my neighbor knows somebody in Puerto Rico that's a Lion. The other guy said, hey, I have a friend that's a member in Fort Myers, down where it really got hit. You know? And that's how that happened, you know?
Yeah. Fantastic.
So we go to the bank and we wire them the money, and they get it instantly, and they can help right off the bat.
The other thing that we should talk about that we didn't mention is the Foxborough Food Pantry. Okay, we really hold that true to heart within our organization here in Foxborough. I know that there's a lot of members that, like, every single week go pick up food down in Fall River and bring the food to the pantry and help stock the food pantry.
Yeah.
So the Lions actually are a huge part of the food pantry.
Great.
Is bringing in food and stocking the shelves.
And they unload the Greater Boston food truck when
Yes.
that comes. We'll unload that.
Great.
And we could be there at 7 in the morning and unloading for an
Yeah.
hour or two, whatever.
So kind of a go-to if people need something in town, they know
Right.
that they can send an email to the Lions or make a
Absolutely.
phone call to one of the Lions, and
Right.
they know they'll get some help.
If they happen to know somebody that's a Lion, Albert or even Tom or Bob Motta, anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they know them and there's something that they need help with, the Lions, as our motto says, where there's a need, there's a Lion.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And we're a pack. We're not individual.
We're a
you know
pack.
what I
We're
mean?
a pride.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
it's aptly named.
Yeah.
Yep, we're a pride.
Great.
And that's what we are, and you work together.
Well, our time is short. Is there anything else you'd want to talk about before we leave? that I
Just,
didn't-
thank you very much for the time. Certainly look forward to if anybody's willing to reach out to us, anybody just wants to come and see what a meeting is like, come on in.
Yeah, there's no
We have
commitment. You
no
can come to
commitment
a
at all.
meeting.
Come to a meeting, see what we're like. If you're not sure after the first meeting and you think you might need a second meeting, then come on in.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll have you in. If you decide you want to join, it's easy.
It's Facebook, email.
Facebook
how
or
else?
email, yeah.
And your email again, one more
It's
time?
foxboroughlionsclub@gmail.com.
Perfect. That's our time for today. I want to thank Peggy and Albert so much for joining me. I also have a few more people to thank. I want to thank Paul Beck, our director, Jerry Love, our producer, Fanny Mizorambe, our editor, and Michael Weber, our executive director. I'm Jared Craig, and this has been Around Foxborough this week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.